Write the equation for volume of a cone below. So volume cone is 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. So it's 1/3 times the area of the circle times the height of the cone. So what is the volume of the cone? We are going to solve or leave these in terms of pi. We're going to show all of our work. So our volume equals 1/3 pi times radius squared times the height. So again, leaving these in terms of pi. So I'm going to move pi just kind of off to the side here for a moment. 1/3 times 4 times 7 times pi. And then volume equals 1/3 times 28 pi. And then 1/3 times 28. We could just do 28 over 3 pi, or we could do 9.3 to the nearest tenth pi centimeters cubed. And that would be the volume of that first cone. This middle cone, volume equals 1/3 pi times radius squared times height. So again, I am going to just leave pi at the end. So it's 1/3 times 2.25 times 10 times pi, because again, we're solving in terms of pi. 2.25 times 10 is 22.5. And then 22.5 divided by 3 is 7.5 pi centimeters cubed. And our one on the far right, 1/3, well, volume equals 1/3 pi times radius squared times height, which is 3. So really we could have just done 1/3 pi times 3 cubed. So here, volume equals 1/3, and again, solving in terms of pi. 27 pi, 3 squared is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. And then 27 divided by 3 is 9, so we have 9 pi centimeters cubed. Find the approximate volume of the cone, leave in terms of pi. So approximate means we are going to round. So volume equals pi times radius squared times height. It's 1/3 pi times radius squared times height. So I have 1/3. We're leaving in terms of pi. So again, I'll leave pi at the end. So there I put in terms of pi. So now I have 1/3 times 2,500 pi. So when you take 2,500 divided by 3, you get 833.3 repeating, but it says approximate, so we're going to round to the nearest whole number. So when approximating, we get 883 pi centimeters cubed. Find the volume of the sand in the bottom of an hourglass to the nearest cubic inch. Okay, so we're going to round to the nearest inch, and we are also going to use 3.14 for pi. But first I'm going to solve in terms of pi, and then at the end I will replace 3.14 for pi. So 3.25 squared, and the sand is just this bottom cone right here, which is 7.75 inches tall. So now I begin to multiply. So I have 1/3 times 10.5625 times 7.75 pi. One-third times 81.859, 375 pi. When I do 1/3 times 81, I get this long decimal. I'm writing all the decimals that are appearing in the calculator. Now I am going to substitute 3.14 for pi as my last step. So I take my answer and I multiply it by 3.14. I get 85.6794717, but it asks to the nearest cubic inch. So the nearest cubic inch will be 86 cubic inches for my volume. So how much wax is needed to make one of these amazing cone-shaped candles? Well, we have the radius and the height labeled. So we have 1/3 pi times our radius squared times height. And it says to use 3.14 for pi. So at the very end, again, we'll solve in terms of pi, and then at the very end, I will plug in 3.14 for pi to solve. So I have 1/3 times 150 times pi. 1/3 times 150 just equals 50 pi. So here is where I will substitute 3.14 in for pi. So 50 times 3.14 gives me 157 cubic inches. So a golf course, those of you who have been on a golf course have seen these cone-shaped cups before. They want to buy a new cup to hold about 150 cubic centimeters of water to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. So we're rounding to the nearest tenth. What should the radius of the cone be? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the volume formula for a cone. Then I'm going to substitute everything that I know. So I am being told that the volume is 150. So for volume, or V, I substitute 150. I'm going to leave pi. I want to solve for R. So I'm going to put R squared. And then I know that H is my height. So when I begin solving, I'm going to multiply those numbers, because 1/3 times 9 is just 3. And then I'm going to substitute 3.14 in for pi, because it's not in terms of pi, so I have to use 3.14. So I'm going to divide each side by 3 to begin with. 150 divided by 3 is just 50. So I have 3.14 times R squared. Now I'm going to divide by 3.14. I get 15.92356688, which equals R squared. So I begin to square root my answer. And I said to the nearest tenth, so my R equals 3.99. So my radius, this 9 will round that 9 up to a 0, so it is going to be about 4.0 centimeters. So 4 centimeters for my radius. So the volume of a TP, this cone-shaped TP, is 471 cubic feet. To the nearest foot, so we're going to round to the nearest foot. What is the radius? And we're going to use 3.14 for pi. So I'm going to write my volume formula and substitute what I know. I know the volume is 471. I know I'm going to use 3.14 for pi. And then I'm going to substitute my height of 12.5 feet. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1/3 times 3.14 times 12.5. And I get 13.083, where the 3 repeats, times R squared. So I need to divide by this number. So 471. And I get 36 equals r squared. And then square root, and I get my radius to equal 6.